Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Caitlin McCarthy with 19 News Now in our digital studios. We have your first alert forecast and meteorologist Erica Page joins us. And Erica, it's going to be a chilly Sunday tomorrow.
Are going to be noticeably much cooler than where we were today, but it's really once we get into tomorrow night that I think we have that better opportunity of those temperatures starting to bottom out. And there's a few different reasons for that. One, we're going to get some clear skies moving in, but the winds are going to settle down as well, and that's a perfect combination for us to really see some of the coolest temperatures that we've seen so far this season. So we did decide to go ahead with a 19 first alert weather day Sunday night headed into Monday morning, and really for the reason that we will likely see a more widespread freeze potential for us as we get the upcoming work week started. Now, if you don't see a freeze necessarily, I still think widespread frost, temperatures are going to be right between that freezing mark to about 34, 36 degrees. So certainly enough to get some of that frost going. Make sure, especially as we enter into the new work week, if you have some of those nice flowers outside for the fall season, maybe like some of those mums, make sure you're protecting them because we are going to have a very beautiful week ahead. And really, this is just a one night instance that we're going to have to worry about those temperatures briefly dipping below freezing before we really rebound pretty quickly. So widespread freeze watches anywhere you see that blue, that indicates a county that is under currently that freeze watch, which will go into effect again Sunday night until 9 o'clock Monday morning. But you will see an exception. You notice not all of our counties are included, and this mainly applies to that lakeshore area. The reason our lakeshore communities are not included in this is because of how warm our Lake Erie water temperatures are. So right now they're registering between the middle and upper 50s. And so what that does, especially late at night, is that water temperature actually helps to keep the air temperature closest to the lakeshore just a little bit more moderated. So that's why not everybody is included in this, but the farther you live away from the lakeshore, that better that potential is that you could see a freeze headed into early Monday. So make sure you're either bringing the plants in, making sure they're covered. And of course, we have to say it this time of the year too. Make sure you're keeping good care of your pets as well. It's going to be cold for them, just like it's going to be cold for the rest of us. We are pretty much on par for where we should be in seeing our first freeze. You can see Cleveland coming up on the 28th. That's our average first freeze that we see of the season. Akron, yours was just a couple of days ago in terms of average. So right on par for where we should be. I think Cleveland in and of itself should stay safe of seeing a freeze, but we may have some areas across Cuyahoga County that get a little frosty to start the morning. As for tonight, it's just been these scattered showers moving through. This is really our last piece of energy that's going to move in tonight before we really start to see those cooler temperatures settling in tomorrow. So your first alert future view going through the next couple of hours, especially if we've got some folks that may be out and about still this evening. We've got a little bit of rain still out there through about midnight. Once we get past midnight, you'll really notice coverage decreasing, especially in terms of who will still see the rain headed into the second half of the weekend. Now, it's not a zero chance for rain on Sunday. I really think it's mainly going to be confined to our far eastern communities. I think our primary snowbelt, getting a few of those light lake effect showers, but this is the trend. It's going to be clearing to a bit more of that sunshine. Yes, it is going to be windy, so it is going to be a little bit chillier. But again, you see how quickly all those clouds start to depart headed into Monday morning, and that is the reason why we have that frost and freeze potential. So for tomorrow, just in general, just to cover all of our bases here, make sure you have some of those warmer weather gear close by, because temperatures, while yes, they will likely stay into the middle and upper 40s to near 50 degrees, it's going to feel significantly cooler than that thanks to winds that could gust at times upwards of about 35 miles per hour. So definitely in for a chilly wrap up to the weekend, and definitely a nice frigid start to the upcoming work week.
All right, we'll be back in 15 seconds with your final look at your first alert forecast.
I've represented families just like yours for over 4 decades. Listen, if you need me, call me. You know I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay. In the meantime, I'll keep an eye out for you.
All right, so here's your 7-day forecast, and this is why I say make sure you protect some of those nice plants that you have outside for the fall season, because if you look ahead towards this next week, we're talking temperatures rebounding back into the upper 60s to near 70. It is going to be almost picture perfect, with the exception that we'll have a couple opportunities to see some rain once we get into the second half of the work week, but the overnights are going to get significantly warmer as well. Monday night we're going to be back into the middle 40s and then near 60 degrees a couple of different nights this next week. So definitely trending still with a very active weather pattern, but our rain chances do look a bit more spotty than say what they have been the past couple of weekends, it seems like. So we'll watch it closely for next weekend. I do think out of all the days, maybe Friday looks to be right now our next best opportunity for rain. And of course, that's coming in with a cooler trend, especially for the weekend with the cold front. But we've got a lot to iron out with that part of the forecast over the next several days. Just be prepared for that frosty, chilly start headed into Monday.
Erica, this reminds me so much of Cleveland. We have a lot of cold days, and then we have some mild 70-degree days. So it's always these crazy falls here in Cleveland.
It is. Yep. We always seem to get those big extremes. And typically this time of the year, too. I mean, you can almost bet on every 5-ish days or so we're getting another system coming in. So that's just the sign that we're getting deeper and deeper into that fall season.
Erica, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we will have another look at your forecast in just about 25 minutes on CW 43 and 11 o'clock on 19 News. Thanks for joining us and have a great evening.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.